William Kendrick Gregory, better known as Kenny Gregory, born November 16, 1978. The story of basketball, in short, goes like this. It was created as one of the greatest athletic inventions ever that caught and catches fire as the decades go on. Many young people are drawn to the game, and when it became big business, many, especially minority young men, saw it as an achievable opportunity to remove themselves and family from financial hardships to a better life. Others saw it as a love or passion they do even without the potential millions it could come with. Either way, you begin this journey young with the goal in mind and hopes that out of the millions of kids across the world with the same dream, you are the one chosen. You try and rise through the high school ranks, hopefully securing a scholarship to a big name school, and on that level, you hope to be good enough to eventually get the attention of the big leagues, the NBA, the end goal to what many hoopers deem success. For many, getting there and becoming a star is the ultimate prize. And for some, just to get there and say you did it is good enough. It becomes a player's entire life, and when the journey is over, many don't know what to do outside of the person they've built for 20 to 40 years of their life, if so lucky. But here's one problem that hasn't been figured out yet about the journey to the NBA. What happens to the millions outside of the 60 drafted every year? Or maybe it has been figured out. Those guys have to learn to accept reality and move on, or stay stuck in a place where all their dreams were in front of them and everyone around them saw them as larger than life. Today's feature at some point was faced with that decision and chose to move on. At some point, it was realized he was never going to be the NBA superstar everyone thought he'd be when he won the MVP in a '97 McDonald's All-American game filled with future NBA players and even NBA All-Stars. For that night, the name Kenny Gregory was as big as any that rang loud for a minute, then faded into the distance just as fast. Like the sirens on an ambulance. No one knows where it's going. We watch it go by, then it's just gone. Kenny Gregory wasn't and won't be the only player that made a loud noise on his journey, then faded away. But for these 10 plus minutes, let's watch how he flew by and the 3 reasons he wasn't heard from again. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Ash, get it, man. Kenny Gregory was a 6'5" shooting guard small forward from Columbus, Ohio that was a star for local Independence High School. He was known for his advanced size and physicality compared to his age group and his high-flying dunks reportedly reaching as high as 46 inches. He became known for his game-changing acrobatic plays and was the Mr. Basketball for Ohio in 1997, along with being named a McDonald's All-American, where he competed in the dunk contest, losing to Baron Davis and winning the MVP trophy in the event's game over Elton Brand, Ron Artest, Larry Hughes, Baron Davis, and Lamar Odom. With this start, he was destined to be great. Unfortunately, that's not how the basketball story is always written. What's up, guys? Become a patron now. There you can find exclusive workouts, move breakdowns, and tutorials to help your development in certain areas. Also, receive consulting each week with me where I help break down your game and build you into the player you want to become. Patreon.com/Stuntedgrowth for more. Link is in the description. Enjoy the video. Stunt number 1, choosing Kansas. Kenny Gregory, when he was leaving high school, was having a start to his journey that you couldn't ask for better. By all accounts, he was well on his way. That's until he made a mistake commonly made on the journey of basketball, and that's choosing the wrong school that won't showcase you in your best light for multiple reasons. As you could imagine, Gregory had his choice of school he could have attended, being as decorated as he was and coming off the success he had as a senior. Being from Columbus, Ohio, and being what many saw as their brightest star at the time, he was expected to stay close to home and attend an in-state school, seeing as the state already had a big-time school in Ohio State. Then there was even Cincinnati, or in hindsight, Ohio would have even been a better fit that could have given him the ball right away and allow him to put up undeniable numbers, eventually leading to a draft selection. He was already a big name leaving high school to where he didn't need such a school like KU, which already had Paul Pierce and 4 other players already on the roster that all made it to the league at some point and extent. Look at Larry Hughes, a guy I thought was actually supposed to win the McDonald's All-American Game MVP, but lost to Gregory. Attended a no-name school compared to Kansas in St. Louis, where he's from and 4 hours away from KU. The smaller school helped Larry tremendously, and he was a one-and-done prospect that became a lottery pick and NBA veteran. Gregory should have done the exact same. Instead, he chose the big name whose system he admits wasn't a good fit for his up-tempo style that didn't even play him the minutes to succeed, and not until his senior year he played at least 30 minutes. Larry Hughes, 32 minutes out the gate. Michael Redd, who was not a McDonald's All-American, but from Columbus like Kenny, chose to stay home and attend Ohio State, 37 minutes a game out the gate, and averaged 22 points a game. Going to Kansas was a huge stunt for Kenny, and can be for many in the future if these things aren't considered when making this decision. Go to the school that loves and best fits you. The big name only helps coaches make big dollars. Stunt number 2, out of position / late development. Another reason I say choosing KU over a school more catered to Kenny immediately was a bad decision is because KU exposed many of Gregory's weaknesses, one being that he really was a power forward trapped in a 6'5" body. Later on in his overseas professional life, he developed somewhat the skills more in relation to his size, but at the very important time in college where he'd already chose the wrong school based on name and not fit, he showed that he hadn't developed the ability to put the ball on the floor much and create a mid-range pull-up for himself, or a move leading to a three-pointer, or a drive that didn't involve his back to the basket at some point, leading into a baby hook. It worked in high school, but against high-level players like KU face, the postman, lane runner, or back-down post move wasn't it, and wasn't going to attract the interest of an NBA team when you're a power forward at 6'5" and they're looking for a shooting guard. Or, at least on paper, it's what you thought he was. Instead, he showed he had a high motor and junkyard mentality like a power forward. If Kenny Gregory was 6'9" at least, he could have gotten away with that style of play. But 6'4", 6'5" can't really shoot, nor do you take a good amount of them, is recipe for going undrafted. Stunt number 3, shooting liability. Don't ever let anyone tell you that shooting isn't the most valued, well-paid, and useful tool you can have in your bag as a hooper. Shooting from every area on the floor, not just 3 or mid-range. And another way KU exposed Gregory was it showed he couldn't play the wing in the NBA because of his inability to consistently knock down shots, especially at the foul line, where he's never shot over 50% over 4 years. That's pretty bad and foretelling of your mental makeup, and makes you a liability for a team at the end of a game with you on the floor. Although he improved every year as a scorer, it wasn't enough to overlook his career shooting woes, him being out of position and not improving enough over 4 years. So he went undrafted in 2001, and immediately after a short D-League stint was overseas pursuing the overseas hustle, as he calls it. All in all, Kenny Gregory had a great opportunity to be in the league like the rest of his class, but him choosing the wrong school for his skills, not developing sooner, and skills not equipped for the position he'd be asked to play He flew by like that ambulance, and now not many remember the sound he made as a high-flying high schooler. He had a solid, teachable journey, so salute to him, but for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC, Stuntedgrowth, and I'm out. Make sure you follow me on twitch.tv/Stuntedgrowth Gaming if you want extra free content like me breaking down the day's highlights, moves, drafts, and past players or games upon your request. Let's chat and talk live, as it's easier to answer your questions than a place like Instagram where your messages tend to get lost. Follow me there, it's free and we can connect instantly. Join the Discord as well to chat in-game. I'll leave links to everything below.